Thanks for visiting. This is your reading for July 9 to July 15. And as always, if you like this reading, please like or subscribe or leave a comment. I know I always say that. And also I know I've been away for a week and maybe even more. I can't remember now. This is the first time I've done this. I have been away before, but I've had a lot going on and I can only apologise for that. But hopefully I'm back now, and hopefully I'll be able to do these regularly like I have been weekly. I'm going to try my best to do that for you. And yes, I have everything ready for you, so I'm just going to start your reading for lovely Leo people. So the first card you have for your past is the Wheel of Fortune. So yes, this can be about turning around, moving, evolving. It can be ups and downs, all kinds of different things. I am seeing someone evolving in this card. Someone was evolving, someone was changing. I think that was probably you, and growing, learning, all of these things. Just pushing forward, moving forward, just evolving, just like everyone should be. But I'm seeing that there was probably someone else around you who wasn't doing that. They weren't growing or changing. And yes, this could be about a relationship I'm seeing, or someone you're involved with romantically or something like that. You were with someone who needed to change. They needed to change. You knew they needed to change. You might have been telling them that. They knew that really, but they weren't. They might have had to stop doing something that they were doing. They might have had to change their behaviour, their outlook, something like that. You knew that. But they weren't changing. They weren't changing. They were staying as they were. And this wasn't good for you to be around this. And I think, you knew that. I think you all knew that. And if you look at the Sphinx at the top of this wheel, he's carrying a sword. You might not be able to see this on camera, but there's a Sphinx on top of this wheel. It carries a sword. Yes, this might be about you deciding to cut this person loose. This can be about... This card can also be about endings and beginnings. So yes, you were constantly growing, you were constantly evolving, learning. You still are. I mean, most human beings who are doing the right thing, who are moving forward in their lives, are doing that, constantly changing, moving, learning things. This person needed to change, but they weren't doing that. They weren't changing. Yes, they were stuck where they were. And I think you were really frustrated. You were trying to get them to change whatever this was, and they just weren't doing that. The next card you have for your past is the Eight of Pentacles. So yes, look at this. You were working very, very hard. You were learning, maybe you were even studying something. This growth that you were going through wasn't just happening to you. It wasn't just like it just fell on your head. You were working toward this. You had a purpose. You knew that that's what you had to do. You were putting a lot of effort in, like this man in the Eight of Pentacles. And yes, you were very focused as well. You are a very focused person. You knew where you wanted to go with this, and you knew where you wanted to go in your life as well. And yes, I'm seeing you as being the opposite to this person in the Wheel of Fortune. Again, you were evolving and they weren't. And they might have been doing some behaviour that was affecting you in a really negative way. They probably were. And you just weren't happy to put up with this. You obviously weren't happy with this. You wanted this person to change. The last card you have for your past is the Hermit. So the Hermit can be about, seeking enlightenment, going by yourself, meditating, thinking about things, going on a little private path by yourself to find what you're looking for, all of these kinds of things. Sometimes it can be about loneliness, and I don't often see that in this card, but this time this is what I'm seeing. I am seeing loneliness. This is still about this relationship situation with this person in the Wheel of Fortune. They just didn't understand that they needed to change, or they didn't want to understand. They were just happy to stay the way they were. And it's this feeling of being misunderstood and not being listened to. That's how you're feeling at this time, and that can be really isolating. It's one thing to feel lonely when you're alone, but it's another thing to feel lonely when you're with someone. And you were feeling like that because it's like you were kind of banging your head against the brick wall or something, or you're trying to speak to them, but they just weren't listening. They just weren't changing. It's very, very frustrating. And not only was you knew that this change would have been good for you, helping you, making you feel better, but it was also what was best for them. But they just didn't want to hear that. That's what I'm seeing. The first card you have for your present is the Chariot. So yes, you like to be in control of things. If you look at the man steering this chariot, he's very serious. He's in control of everything. He knows what he's doing. You like being in control. You don't like this out of control feeling where you can't do anything about it. You know something's going wrong, but you can't do anything about it. Like this person in the Wheel of Fortune, you couldn't do anything about what they were doing. I'm not seeing you as a controlling person, but this person made you feel just really not only lonely, but kind of out of control, not knowing where you were with them. You did really care about this person deep down, I'm seeing, but you just, yes, they just wouldn't change. I keep on seeing that. You're still going to be feeling really frustrated by this, still kind of at a crossroads, really, wanting to move forward, but then, still wanting them to change and thinking there might be a possibility they might still change. Your feelings haven't stopped you from going about your daily life, though. You're quite strong in that way. It hasn't taken over your life. You're quite headstrong, like this man in the chariot. But you also have your barriers up at this time. It might be, you might be protecting yourself while you decide what to do, because you're still kind of not sure whether to go stick with this person, try to help them to change, or just put up with it, or whether you're just going to move on from this person. I'm still not seeing this person changing. I'm sorry, I'm just not seeing them changing. Yes, this person, I think they were in one of your other readings, or maybe they were in your last reading or something like that. If this resonates and this has been going on for a long while, and you've been hoping this person would change for a long while, they're not going to. They're not going to. If you've tried all sorts of different things to get them to change, you've tried telling them, you've tried showing them, you've tried everything, this, that, everything, and they haven't changed yet, they're not going to. That's what I'm seeing. The next card you have for your present is the Four of Pentacles. So yes, again, this is showing me that you're a bit guarded. This man's guarding his heart with this coin. Yes, I'm still not seeing you completely moving on from this person. You might be kind of filling your mind and your time with a lot of things so that you're not thinking about this love situation. You might be distracting yourself maybe with work, all sorts of other things. This card can sometimes be about concentrating on work or money but ignoring relationship issues, and that's kind of what you're doing at this time. I'm still not seeing them changing. I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm not seeing them changing. You're either going to have to accept that they won't change and stay with them, or you might have to move on in the Chariot and just move on forward away from this person and just, shrug your shoulders and move away from them, because I'm not seeing them changing. It's all over this reading. I mean, clearly you're not happy with the fact that they're not changing. You're not happy with that. So, if you do decide to stay with them and just put up with it, I'm not seeing you're going to be happy. You might pretend to be happy for a while, but eventually it's going to come up again and you're going to be either arguing about it or upset about it or something like that. That's just what I'm seeing. So moving on probably is the best option, but you're going to do that when you're ready. I can see that. The last card you have for your present is the Page of Pentacles. So yes, I'm seeing the pages could be about messages, and I'm seeing, yes, a message could be coming to you at this time. This could be about an opportunity. This could be something to do with an institution or something very formal, very conservative. It might be a job opportunity in a conservative company or something like that, or it might be an institution or something that you have to apply to. It might be a government institution or something like that. I'm just seeing people conservatively dressed, wearing suits or something like that. This could be something you've applied for. It might be something you're waiting to hear from as a result. You're kind of looking up and wanting this to happen. Like this page, he's looking up to this coin and he's thinking, I've applied for this, I want this, I'm just waiting for it to happen, and I'm looking up for this, I'm looking up to whatever this is, waiting for a result. And I'm seeing this result will probably be positive. There's a lot of yellow, a lot of positivity in this card, a lot of golden colours in this card. So It might take some time to come in though, because I'm seeing people really slowly and carefully taking their time to kind of make the decisions about this, because I'm seeing a lot of conservativeness. I'm seeing some bureaucracy. It might be a panel you've applied to and they have to go through lots of procedures, something like that. But I am seeing positivity with this result eventually coming to you. The first card you have for your future is the King of Pentacles. So yes, I'm seeing this news in the Page of Pentacles. This could be about money once again. I'm seeing that, a job opportunity, a business opportunity, something like that. Something that it's either very lucrative or it has the opportunity to become very lucrative. And yes, I'm seeing a warning with this though, because if you do have more money coming in, and I'm seeing that you probably will, you're going to have to be very careful about who you tell this to or who you have around you. Just be careful who you have around you and your money. I'm seeing someone who might want to use you, who might only be interested in your money. If you look at this king, he has vines growing all over him. They're clinging to him. Vines cling to buildings and they don't let go. If you have vines on a building and you want to renovate a building or do something to a wall and you have to get vines off, it's a horrible, horrible, horrible job to try and get these vines off. You have to really pull them off. It's a lot of hard work. So watch out for people who want to try to cling to you like these vines, cling on with these vine-like tentacles. When you have pentacles, you have tentacles. I just said that, sorry about that. But yes, people want to try and squeeze you, hold on to you. If you have money, they want to try and cling on to you. Obviously not everyone, but you might have someone around you who's like that. So have a think about who might be not a genuine friend around you. That's the sort of person who might be doing this to you. The first card you have, your future, is the Knight of Pentacles. So yes, this is the card of slow, hard work. If you look at this knight, he looks like he's standing still. He's going very slowly. He's plodding along. This is a workhorse. So whatever this opportunity is, this is a reward that comes to you because you've worked very, very hard. You've put in a lot of hard work. You've been very patient. You put a lot of work in and you're very patient. You put hard work. You're very strong and slow and all of that kind of thing. You might have a lot of experience in whatever this is. You might have built up this experience over time. And you're going to be successful in this, I'm seeing, because you're well prepared as well. You're prepared to put work into things. So you have work that comes in that you're going to have to do after you have this good opportunity. But you don't mind. You're happy to put hard work in. This is another reason why you need to be careful about who you have around you. The type of person that clings to you and wants your money and wants to use you is the type of person who doesn't work very hard. Now, I'm not saying people who have fallen on hard times or they're in a bad situation because of something that's out of their control. I have a lot of empathy for people like that. I'm all for helping people like that. But I'm not talking about that kind of person. I'm talking about the kind of person who has the opportunity, but they're not prepared to put any work in for themselves. These are the kinds of people who might want to cling onto other people for money. So just be aware if you have someone around you like that, that might be the kind of person who I'm seeing in the King of Pentacles. The last card you have, your future, is the Ten of Swords. Yes, this is a very sad card. But I'm actually seeing this as a warning to you. So don't worry, I'm not seeing you're going to be stabbed or anything like that. Just keep hold. Yes, what I'm seeing is you might be fighting to the death. Sometimes I see that with this card. Fighting and fighting and fighting for something that you shouldn't be fighting for, and fighting to the death. You're not doing that, but this is a warning for you. You might be holding on to this person in the Wheel of Fortune, this person that isn't changing. Don't hold on to someone who makes you miserable. Don't fight for someone who's not fighting for you. Don't put effort into someone who's not putting effort into you. Don't do things for people who are not willing to change for you. I'm not saying that everyone has to change for other people. No, of course I'm not. But obviously this is something that's big and important. And you know that this is something this person needs to be doing. Not just for you, but for them as well. That's what I'm seeing. They're not going to change. Don't fight to the death. If you leave them now in the chariot, if you move forward from them, it might hurt in the short term. Of course it's going to hurt, but you're going to save yourself a lot more hurt in the long term if you move on from them now. That's what you need to do. Don't fight for the death with this person. Move forward. That's what I'm seeing. So Leo, I hope this resonated. General readings can't always resonate with everyone, as I always say. But again, if you like this reading, please like, or please subscribe, or please leave a comment, or whatever you'd like to do. Don't if you don't want to, that's fine. And yes, thank you so much for watching.